you have to determine what's the most important thing to you, right? So one of the most important things to me is romance, is a relationship. And so I spend, my entire career, dug into how do I step into how do I become the woman that would be in a thriving relationship? And what does that look like? And so that's the approach I take. What does that look like? And then I just learn, I never stop learning.
Well, and if we can come at it from love, I mean, that's the whole concept of a relationship, is to feel loved, to be loved, to put out the energy of love. But if we can come at anything with the idea of love, it just opens us up to possibilities. I know that is a big thing when we're talking about being spiritual in the spiritual world, is connecting to that love and joy. And once we can do that, the possibilities that open up to us are just endless.
Yeah. Well, knowing that you don't have to have all the answers, right? Like I still don't have a really great answer for what brings me, what's something simple that brings me a tremendous amount of joy. That's a question I was asked a couple of years ago on an interview, and I still sit with it, every once in a while, and I go, what is it? And I don't know yet, and then I just think, okay, well, I'll figure it out later. It's not the end of the world, but you don't have to have all the answers. Like, it is so cheesy and cliche, but it's so true. Like, this is the journey, right? Like, the dates are, you're just enjoying time with someone new, and they should really be fun and fulfilling. And if they're not, cut it off and move on. Cut bait and then never talk about it again. That's the other thing. Don't sit in intentional dating, and being authentic is not being fake or kind and liking everybody. It's being just clear, and then, cutting bait if it's not going to fit. At this stage in my life, in my 20s, if I went on a date, we'd probably drink all night long. At this stage, if I had to go on a first date and someone drank 5 cocktails, I would be like, you and I are never going to go on a second date. And I would just tell him, I just had to watch 5 cocktails. What are you, 50? Like, I'm like, go have fun. You're great. Take care, but I definitely wouldn't invest any time in that. Right. So it's all about and that would be very authentic. Right. I'm not worried about what this person's going to think. I'd be kind, but I would also just be very clear about where I'm at. People are so worried about saying, what they want on a date. What are you looking for? And, everybody says, well, I don't want to come across as desperate or needy. And I'm like, the only people that come across as desperate and needy are people who are desperate and needy. They manage to come across very desperate and needy by all what they say. They're inviting you to their parents' house on the first day. They haven't met you yet because they're desperate. They're so needy. But saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be in love. I love romance. I love relationships. I want to grow something epic and, really worthwhile. That's great. That's real. That's true. That's authentic. So there's the difference.